Hey, so I'm just going to make a real quick video. A friend of mine asked me to do this. I'm just going to show how I used to poach eggs in the restaurant. And the main difference here is I, sort of through trial and error and watching my chef, found this one technique that works that a lot of people don't really do, which is basically to stir before to create that vortex. Everybody knows that. But then also you want to stir the water after you add your eggs, just to make sure that they're not sticking to the bottom or each other too much. So we're going to get that going, and while the eggs are cooking, I'm also going to talk about some of the other things that people do when they're poaching eggs. So first of all, you want to get a big pot. The key here is you want it to be a fairly deep amount of water. That's going to make sure that the eggs start to cook and coagulate before they have a chance to hit the bottom of the pot where there might be any stickage. You want to bring it to almost a boil. So what I'll normally do is boil it and then turn it off, and that way you're not getting any of the turbulent water that can break down the egg further. And fresh eggs too, that's something you want to use, but a lot of the time you can't really get fresh eggs, and with this method it doesn't really matter that much. Brought this to a boil, we're going to turn it down. I'm just going to keep it on about medium heat so that it doesn't get too cold. Really the benefit of this method is that you can cook a lot of eggs at the same time. So I'm going to add some white vinegar to the water, maybe like 2-3 tablespoons. That's going to help coagulate the whites a bit more. A lot of people will say that it gives it a vinegary taste to the eggs, which I think for the most part doesn't really matter, especially if you're using it for an application like Eggs Benedict, where you're adding hollandaise sauce, which has sort of that tangy, acidic flavor anyways. It's not going to introduce any off flavors. You can crack these eggs into a bowl and put them in first, just to make sure you don't break the yolks. But I'm pretty confident with my skills, so I'm just going to go for it. And I'm going to be doing 6 eggs here, just to show you that it does work with a lot of eggs. So first egg, we're going to go right in. Second egg, right there. Third guy going. Fourth. Fifth. And the 6th. Okay, and so when you drop those eggs in the water, you want to make sure that you're as close to the water as possible so they don't splash and break. And what we're going to do now is we're going to stir by pulling away from the eggs. And that's going to make use of sort of the negative pressure that you're creating so that it gently moves the eggs around and they can sort of form into that nice poached egg shape. So you just want to kind of keep an eye on them, keep doing that as it's cooking. Once you get to this point where the eggs, the whites are sort of set up, you don't really have that risk anymore of them sticking to the bottom. So what I normally do after I get to this point is I'll turn the water back up and start to bring it to a boil again. You don't actually want it to reach a boil because that creates that turbulent water that can then rupture the eggs again. But if you bring it just below a boil, that's going to be the quickest way for you to reach like a good soft egg. And using this method you can really get 8-10 eggs, depending on the size of your pot, out within 3-4 minutes. So yeah, you want to make sure that when you're dropping your eggs in the water, you're as close to the water as possible. You'll notice I've got sort of a lot of extra whites here floating around, which doesn't really bother me. But you will see one common tip that people give a lot is to crack your eggs into a fine mesh sieve or strainer and strain off some of that extra white. And doing that can give you that perfect sort of like teardrop cannelle shaped egg. But I don't really care how my eggs look, especially if it's going to be for Eggs Benedict or something where you're covering them in sauce. And plus this way you just get a little more egg white with your egg. Sometimes if you're using older eggs, because as the eggs age, the whites, the albumins start to break down and become more watery. If you're using older eggs and you try to strain off the extra whites, you're going to end up straining off a lot of that egg white, which is also why people say that it's good to use fresher eggs for this, because they're firmer, they hold together more. So I'm just going to check these. You can just grab a slotted spoon, or really any spoon if you have one, lift it gently out of the water. This is like a really still soft egg, so I'm just going to leave those in there for a few more minutes. Let's talk about doneness a little bit. So testing egg doneness is pretty much like testing a steak. Like, you unfortunately can't really shove a thermometer in there. But you can just sort of get used to the sensation of how they feel by touching them. And the one thing using this method where we bring the water back up to almost a boil, like you'll see now, is that the water is really much warmer than most people recommend you poach eggs at. So boiling is 212 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. Most people will say that you want to keep it, I don't know, like anywhere 190 is sort of a good range. But if you bring it up like this, the carryover cooking is going to be more than it normally would be, which means that you can pull them softer, and as they cool down, they're going to turn into sort of a nice creamier medium or medium soft, which really I think is the perfect doneness to be aiming for. So this is looking pretty good. These ones are still a little soft, but like I said, they will carry over quite a bit because the water that we have here is a bit hotter than people normally poach their eggs at. So I'm gonna, ooh yeah, those are getting to medium pretty quickly. And that's why you don't want to walk away from these, because they really do go quite quickly. So I'm just going to pull all of these out. And using a slotted spoon, you're going to make sure that you don't get too much water. That's why it's always good to have sort of an intermediary plate like this, because then you're not directly putting that soggy egg on top of your bread or your English muffin or whatever you're using. When I was working at the restaurant, we used to just use a spare frying pan with a towel down on the bottom to soak up all that extra moisture, and then we'd use those asbestos hands, as they call them, to pick out the piping hot eggs and put them on top of the Benedicts. But there you go, that's how you poach eggs, restaurant style. 6 perfectly poached, nice medium eggs. And I'll cut into those and show you. And just drain off some of that water. Alright, and there we go. As you can see, these are still steaming, just fresh out of the water. They've been sitting for probably a minute and a half while I put together just this quick little salad. We're going to cut into it, and look at that. Beautiful, nice, medium soft egg. So that's really all there is to it. Hope you guys found this helpful, and yeah, make sure to do all that other stuff people on YouTube say. Alright, see ya. By the way, one last quick tip here. I made 6 eggs, but I'm alone at the house right now. Obviously, I'm not going to eat 6 eggs. So what you can do is you can just put them in some water in a Tupperware. They'll keep in the fridge a bit better that way, and then you can just reheat them in some warm water. You want to be careful. Don't bring the water to a boil or anything. It's much easier to overcook the eggs now that they're already cooked to the perfect doneness. But yeah, you just bring them back up to heat with some warm water, and those will keep for about 3 days. And the water will just stop them from getting any weird texture or odor on them.